Now it's time for the Pachy. You guys want to know if the Pachy is worth growing. And since the last update, they did add a few new abilities to it, but does it actually make him worth growing or not? So we're going to discuss everything about him and then decide at the end if I think he's worth growing. Now the Pachy is fairly small, so he only has 500 max health, which is the same health as a Campto or Struthi, but he does have 400 max stamina, one of the highest max staminas in the game, which means his stamina drain is actually fairly good. He can run for long distances without, being tired that fast, which is perfect for chasing, escaping, and all that stuff. Now the reason I think his stamina is so high because a lot of his abilities require stamina. So for head, you have a headbutt attack, which is a quick headbutt attack, and it can be used while running, and I believe it does have a little bit of knockback as well. This headbutt attack does 50 damage, which may seem like a lot, but really he's only 2,000 combat weight, so any dino you hit that's bigger than you with this headbutt, you'll just be like a fly to them. For senses, they did give him a new ability, Lone Survivor, where you get 10% armor increase and increased maneuverability when not in a group. This is actually really good, so it makes him even faster, more maneuverable, you get extra armor, and if you're a solo player, this works for you as well. For hide, you have two options. You have where you can get increased armor by 25%, so if you mix this up with senses, then you'll get even more armor. And then you have lightweight, which increases your speed by 10%. Which can also be good if you want to be more fast and evasive. For legs, he does have a charging ability. One of his main abilities, probably the one I find most fun to use on other dinos. It's where you charge at them, causing damage to anything you hit. And the charging only does 40 damage. So although that's not even that much damage, and like I said, with his low combat weight, it is still fairly weak. For back limb, they did give him a new leaping ability, which increases his jump height and decreases his fall damage. Can also be good if you plan on ramming people off of high cliffs, then this can definitely come in handy. And then for tail, you do have a regular tail attack. This only does 20 damage, one of the lowest damaging tail attacks in the game. And then they did give him balance, which is where he gains 15% increased turning. The Pachy does have the third best health recovery in the herbivore category, so his health recovers fairly quickly, which is definitely good. And he has a sprinting speed of 1,050. So he's not the fastest herbivore, but he's still up there. He's a little bit faster than the Aloe. The Aloe's only 1,000 sprinting speed, where the Pachy is 1,050. And then when you add the charging attack to that, you can pretty much run super fast. And then when it comes to his stamina regen, he has the third best stamina regen in the herbivore category as well. So all of those add up to be really good. Now, is it good for PvP? Not really, but more for just your average exploring or trolling or just running around having fun, then yes, that can be good. Now the things that I see as a downfall to the Pachy is obviously his very low combat weight. He has 2,000 combat weight. He's less combat weight than a Kentro or a Conch, and I know for good reason. I know he is definitely small. When you play him in your solo, he could look like he's bigger than what he actually is, but when you put him side by side to another dino, you'll see how small he actually is. So I kind of understand that, but I feel like with him having such a low combat weight, for PvP purposes, I feel like it makes him really, really weak. Another thing is his moveset. So I feel like his moveset's very, very basic. He has a regular head attack and a charging attack. That is it. I mean, he has a tail attack too, but that only does 20 damage, and that's not even going to kill a Campto. It's on your ass. And then there's one more thing that I don't like. So you know how he has a headbutt and a charging attack, and normally that causes knockback, where you can actually push back mostly any dino. I've done it to T-Rexes, to Amargasauruses, where you could actually knock them off of cliffs or just push them back in the opposite direction. The problem with that now is that they're actually releasing this new ability called Strong Legs, and they're giving it to a good amount of dinosaurs within the next update. And this ability will allow dinosaurs to have about 40% less knockback, which means now as a Pachy, if someone has Strong Legs on, and I try to ram into them, because of that ability, you're not really going to get that full knockback effect on them because it's going to reduce that knockback by like 40%, which essentially I think nerfs every dino that has a knockback ability. But you guys can let me know in the comments your thoughts on that as well. Other than that though, is the Pachy worth growing? I'm still going to say yes. I think he is worth growing, mainly for just trolling, for just having fun. These things in packs can be a nuisance. Imagine getting charged and rammed by like 5 different Pachys at a time, and you can't really chase them down because they're pretty quick. And it's just really, really fun. One of the this is the dino I had the most fun with in this game so far. So I definitely recommend growing a Pachy and try to group up with other Pachys. That's where I think the fun really going to come in at, because it's so fun to just troll and mess with other dinos that are too slow to even catch up with you, and you could just knock them around like a damn ping pong machine, and it's just really, really cool. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Pachy below. Do you think he's worth growing? Anything you want to see different or changed about him that would make him better? And don't forget to subscribe for more Path of Titans content and hit that thumbs up.